clipping.
Time again. $130.
I am the rose that came from the concrete. Cardi B said that. I was very surprised when I read the name at the end of that quote. I didn't see that coming, to be honest. I took a judgment of Cardi B before I read the quote, and then that judgment was changed a little bit after I read the quote. Take inspiration where you can find it. You don't judge a book by its cover, and that's for good reason. If you don't judge a book by its cover, if you don't let a person's looks fool you, and you don't have to share beliefs with a person, you can then find inspiration and knowledge from anywhere. And if you can do that, you'll become a more complete person. As I said, I never would expect Cardi B, a person that I would not have thought of as being able to come up with a line so raw as that, so profound even. It's a good quote, and one that should be respected. Sounds like something that came out of a well-written book. But you never would guess it's from a rapper like Cardi B, who doesn't get a lot of respect anywhere. Therefore, I should not have judged a book by its cover. Also, you can find inspiration from people that may not look or sound the part. Many, I've seen on the internet lately, many cowboy quotes of cowboy wisdom, that it's the idea of wisdom can't come from people who aren't educated is ridiculous to the extreme, but not something that most people think about. You can get wisdom from anyone, anywhere, no matter what they look like, what they sound like, or what level of education they may or may not have had. And if you can do that, well, you can get a lot more wisdom than someone who refuses to listen to, say, the plumber who's fixing their sink. And finally, you don't have to share beliefs with a person to gain knowledge from speaking to them. For a prime example of that, for me personally, would be President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, a president whose actions I don't agree with in the slightest, but whose words held a lot of wisdom. Personally, I think that he was one of the worst presidents as far as following the rules of the Constitution and being unconstitutional, something that a president should not do. However, he did and said many profound things that helped the American people in their own way. He helped us through World War II and out of the Great Depression. No one can deny that from him. And even though I disagree with the man on a personal and a political level, I still find a lot of wisdom in his words and deeds. And I think that that makes me a more rounded person, and I think that it would make a lot of people better suited to this political climate. It would bring people together and make everyone more knowledgeable if we took ideas from all sides and all angles and used them to help everyone. To recap, you shouldn't judge a person by what their educational background is, what they look like, or what preconceptions you may have of them. You shouldn't judge them on their belief system, on their own, and on just their words. You should judge them based off of what they can do and what wisdom that you can glean from them, whether it be positive or negative. Thank you for listening to my speech.